This is A-Game, fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I am your host, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure. And this is my perspective. So what are we talking about today? This is why Black women seem to only be able to attract dusty Black men. Now you'll hear all over social media, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, wherever, about how Black men are dusty. How they don't do nothing. She don't want to build them. All they want to do is lay around. All they want to do, they don't work. They unproductive. They this, they're that. But why are so many Black women having this so-called experience? If they are to be believed, then we would think that the majority of Black men are this way. But the question has to be asked, well, why are you attracting dusty Black men, sis? The first thing should be obvious, okay? Your femininity is all out of whack. Femininity is used for many purposes. And one of those purposes, if you have your femininity intact, then one of those purposes is to be able to use it to discern the masculinity and the quality of the men that you want to get into relationships with. You're using your femininity as a gauge, as a monitor, almost as a measuring stick to see the masculinity in a man as to how he's going to respond to your femininity. Does he have the proper masculine responses to your femininity? But if your femininity is off track, bookie boo, then you're not going to be able to discern nothing, boo-boo kitty. Your femininity way in left field somewhere. You are halfway man. Your dang on self. You masculine in your mindset. Even if you're not masculine in your body or the way you dress or things of that nature, your outward appearance. You're masculine in the way that you approach men. You're masculine in the way that you approach relationships and view yourself and him respectively in relationships from the get-go. So you don't really even know what proper masculinity even look like. The only thing that you want to know about or that you care to know about is provision and protection. And even that's skewed, you know what I'm saying, the other way, because for provision, you think all that is money. When the reality is provision is more than money. If we take a real quick look at a man's 4 P's, his provision isn't just his money. It's his masculine light. Okay, it says he produces masculine light, giving him the ability to look ahead and or prepare in advance. That's his foresight. He generates stability in the form of ideas, supplies, food, finances, clothing, housing, etc. So yes, finances was a part of that definition, but it was only a part of that definition. It was not give me money. And the only thing you think about in provision is whether or not he can give you more money or give you some superstar lifestyle that you either were unable to do on your own, or you feel like he needs to be able to do it because you quote unquote deserve it. And the only other thing that you recognize in masculinity is his protection, but not even real protection. You only recognize it as a attack dog. He got a sick 'em boy whenever somebody do something to you that you don't like, or say something you don't like, or behave in a way that you don't like, or that you feel like offends your honor, quote unquote, even though most of y'all don't really have no honor. You want him to sick him, get him. You know what I'm saying? You want him to go throw his life away at a moment's notice because you said so, because Stone Cold said so. You see what I'm saying? But the real definition of protection is it includes shielding from harm by confronting danger, but also in the form of the very structure he creates or provides that covers in his physical absence or in a hostile environment. This includes rules and guidelines that he sets. So as I've said plenty of times on this channel, a man's protection isn't just him striking off, into whatever situation that you got going or that you found yourself in, and he got to potentially give his life, or he got to get into dangerous situations trying to protect, quote unquote, you, either physically or just your feelings. He got to protect your feelings, but his protection comes in the form of prevention. And how he prevents is that he uses system, order, and structure. So he actually gives you guidelines and he gives you things to go by. This is why submission is important. See, y'all still arguing about whether or not you should engage part of your female nature and in submission in a whole relationship that you choose to be in, and ain't nobody got no gun in your head, and you still trying to figure out which part of your femininity you should give in a relationship. Boop, you got to knock that off. Submission is important because it ties into protection. If he can't trust that you're doing what he has asked of you to do for your benefit, for your protection, then he can't guarantee your protection. You understand what I'm saying? But going beyond the lack of your femininity and your ability to discern certain men. Oh, before I do that, there's only one other thing you actually assume as masculine, and that's his sex, his procreation. You like that part, especially if he's good at it. You really like that part. Now you will go ahead and do whatever you kind of got to do to get that part of him. You know what I'm saying? You will kind of, that's the only thing that you recognize as masculine that you accept. Because as we know, gynocrats and hyenas don't accept black male authority unless she's underneath him, or unless she gets behind him and he's a human shield so that he can die and she can survive. That wasn't too harsh, was it? No, it was just the truth. Okay, had the Gemini consultation. But let's go into some other things, some deeper things about why you keep attracting dusty dudes. You don't attract great leaders because you're a horrible follower. Boop! Didn't think I was going to go there, did you? Didn't think I was going to go there, did you? You're a horrible follower. See, you don't follow proper leadership because you call yourself ain't got to do what no man say, and you get indignant about it because it's a dude that's telling it to you, and then you automatically get offended because he's not begging you, or he's not asking you, or he's not, kissing your butt in order to tell you that, listen, this is what needs to be done. See, you talk about wanting a good leader, but that doesn't mean much if his followers are trash. So even if you met that man that is an excellent leader, has excellent system, order, and structure, you're a horrible follower. And then you get intimidated by that dude, and you dress that intimidation up with arguments, chaos, being obstinate, and being non-submissive. Instead of telling him or admitting to yourself before you even tell him that I'm intimidated by this man because I know I don't know how to follow no leads. I can't get up to the standard of a proper follower for this dude. So I'm intimidated by him. And instead of being honest about that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to act out in this relationship in order to push him away. And then if I act out and he drops me, then I get to say and po mouth and, cry and count about how he left me. And he wasn't the man that I thought he was. Whatever. Boop, knock it off. He was the man you thought he was. He was everything and more. It's just that you were who you thought you were as well. And that was a horrible follower. If we take a look, y'all remember this chart? The 5 different kinds of followers. See, you think you're being a jellyback if you're an exemplary follower. An exemplary follower is an effective follower. This is a woman who uses all of her skills to help support her man. She shares his vision. She supports him. She participates actively in the relationship in a positive manner. Most of y'all are the opposite, the one in red, the alienated follower. You're cynical. You with him, but you don't trust none of his leadership. You work against him. You undermine him at every point in turn. You don't trust this guy. You don't even want to be under the leadership of this guy. You're a horrible follower, and you don't like following. The reason why you're a horrible follower is because good leaders hold their followers accountable. Now, ultimately, he depends on his own leadership to guide you in the right way. So if you start messing up, the first thing that he's going to do is check his leadership. Am I leading properly? Because there's a reason why my follower is not following very well. But after he checks his leadership and finds that there's nothing wrong with it, now he's about to hold you accountable for being a bad follower. And this is why you're bad followers, because you don't like the responsibility and the accountability of being a follower. See, y'all don't even understand what being a follower really is. It's not, do what you say. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what you think, because that's what you do with Zaddy. We're not talking about the plantation right now, if you could keep up. We're talking about Black men and their leadership. And you being a good follower isn't you talking about, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. That's not good following. Okay? Good following is you having your head on straight and being able to see his vision and then help him. You're a helpmeet. You help him meet the goal of his vision. He has a mission and you are submitting to that mission. Now, how many times we got to tell y'all, Dinocrats, this is what it is. In that way, you become an asset to this man. And you don't mind things like accountability for if you do something wrong, because you take that as an opportunity to correct and do better next time. You take that as opportunities to improve, which brings me to the next thing. You don't improve or evolve over time. So if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same result. Most of y'all keep that same energy from when you was in high school to all the way you my age and I'm in my 40s. Okay? Y'all keep that same energy. You don't utilize the things that you've gone through, the things you've seen, the things, you know what I'm saying, you don't utilize them things in order to better yourself, in order to self-improve. Because your idea of self-improvement is going to school and getting some money. That's not self-improvement. Because self-improvement involves your internal improvement. When we take a look at internal values, spiritual health, family, appearance, dwelling, those are your internal values. And in order to self-improve, you have to improve one or more or all five of those internal values in order to achieve true self-improvement. But most of y'all ignore all of that. You ignore your health, because I'm body positive and I feel comfortable with my skin. So you're 9,000 pounds. So you don't think there's nothing wrong with that. And spiritually, you're bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? You do anything. You're a depraved individual. The reality is you will kind of do anything to anybody or with anybody. And you don't want nobody to kind of pick up on that energy. But a lot of y'all sneaky, real underhanded. You allowing people, you will get people thrown under the bus. That type of stuff. You're real manipulative in a real bad kind of way. That sort of thing. So your spiritual value is less than. And then finally, you keep attracting dusty dudes because you keep wanting to be in control of the relationship. And there is no man worth the salt going bread that's going to let you run him in that relationship unless he's quote unquote dusty. This is a man that lacks structure. He's the dude with a bunch of chaos going on in his life. He's the dude that doesn't really have a good system, order, and structure. These are the only kinds of dudes that's going to let you run him in this relationship. A better quality of man would never stand for that. This is why you keep on finding dusties, because you're dusty and like attracts like. Right? Right. So sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.